So everybody, and welcome to the next episode of Life with Zach. I really hope you're getting some value out of these videos. If you are, be sure to hit like, subscribe. Just let me know that you're actually getting something out of these and that you enjoy them. I love to be able to share some information about my mower and a bunch of other things. So I love it whenever people take the chance to really let me know that they're actually getting something out of this. So I know kind of what to share in the future and what not to share. Today though, I'm going to bring you another video about my Z231 Kubota BR48 zero-turn mower. And this time I'm actually going to talk about some of the things you can do to care for your mower to help it last longer. Now some of these things you should actually do before you mow each time, and some of them you should do after you mow each time. I just finished up mowing. Some of these things I did before I mowed, but I'm just going to touch on them really fast as we go around and then cover my kind of normal after mowing routine. So the very first thing that you want to do when you finish mowing is clean your mower up. Okay, because all that grass and stuff that gets stuck up underneath of there, that gets all over the mower, can get tangled up, can get matted up inside your pulleys, inside your mower. It can block your air filters. It can really do a lot of damage to your mower. It can cause a fire, it can cause it to overheat, it can cause things to seize up. And you don't want any of those things to happen. And the reality is the mower gets older and the more grass that gets built up in there, the more likelihood that's going to happen. So if you take a couple preventative steps now, you're going to be better off in the future, 5-10 years from now. The biggest part again about that is removing the grass from here. So I use a leaf blower. I just go out when I'm blowing off the grass from around the house. I just blow off the mower as much as possible. I get up underneath of the deck right there. I'm sure to get up underneath of the chute over there, get back around the motor over here, make sure I clean all that grass and stuff out of here. Some people use an air compressor. I don't have an air compressor. I might use that if I did, but the one thing you don't want to use is water. Okay, so lawnmowers are not meant, unless you get one that is meant, are not meant to be wet. Okay, because what happens is that water gets up inside the deck, and all of those pulleys and stuff eventually start to corrode and rust and really get destroyed, and it can cause you a lot of damage. I see people all the time washing their mowers. They're kind of the same people that I know that end up with mowers that have rust issues, that replace pulleys, or they're the kind of people that just replace their mower every like 2 or 3 years. But if you're like me, you're going to try to keep your mower for a long time, 20 years. You got to be able to take care of it, and that means no water. Okay, so only use air. You don't have any of those, sweep it off. You can run it around a little bit, get some of that out of there, but you want to get as much of the grass out there again without using water. The second thing I always do when I get done is I do a kind of a visual check on the mower to make sure everything's all right. I'll come down here, I'll lift the chute up, make sure there's no grass clogged in there, make sure the blades are looking good. Blades are looking good. There's not a whole bunch of grass up under there. You can tell we've been using it. Make sure all the wheels are turning fine. Make sure the tires have air in them. Come back here. Tires are good. Make sure I didn't hit anything. There's nothing lodged in there. I got to move out of the way, because if you leave stuff in there, it's going to, again, cause kind of a long-term problem. Oh, look, there's a stick in the tire. Probably don't necessarily have to take that out, but I don't like having it on there. Alright, so the mower looks good over here. Everything's attached. There's nothing broken. Everything's spinning freely. We're good to go there. Alright, the next thing I'm going to want to do is talk about is checking some of the fluids. Alright, now checking the fluids is really something you should do before you mow. Okay, why is that? Because when the mower runs, two things happen. Number one, it gets hot. Hence, hot on the exhaust system. Okay. Number two, things get under pressure. So like your oil, your hydraulic fluid and all that, pressure builds up in there. Okay, so let's say I went to check the oil, which is right here, right after I got done mowing, or I went to check the hydraulic fluid. There might be a lot of pressure in there that might blow back on me. That stuff is going to be hot. It could hurt me really bad. It could start a fire. You don't want to do that. You also have to worry about filling the gas when it's hot, because if you're like me, or probably 99% of the people, there's a good chance you might spill something. Okay, and if you spill, even from over here, the fumes coming out of there, okay, can waft back over the motor, the exhaust, which is hot, and start a fire. Okay, gasoline is very flammable, hence gasoline is flammable. All right, so I always fill up the mower before I mow with gas. I always check the oil and hydraulic fluid before I mow. I know some people, they'll let it cool off and then fill up. I don't like the idea of the mower sitting around with gas in it. Of course, it has some gas in it, but in my opinion, the least amount that's in there, because of corrosion and all that other stuff, the better off you are. So always check the gas, fill it up, check your oil, check your hydraulic fluid when you're done, okay? The oil's a big one because I've seen people who have had mowers for several years and suddenly they just blow up. And they're like, what happened? And the reality is they never checked the oil. They never changed the oil. They never filled the oil up. And you then became screwed because now your motor seized up and you're putting a new motor or buying a whole new mower. All right, the next thing you want to do is come back here and check your air filter. When you're doing preventative maintenance, checking your mower and stuff, the air filter on this Kubota is here on the rear, basically screws out. And the whole thing lifts off. All right, again, this is plastic, so you don't want to put that down on the hot exhaust over there. Great place for it. All right, your air, if you have a different mower, your air filter will be in a different place. It may look different, but you basically go in here. This one actually has what's called a double filter on it. So this green membrane is an outer filter. All right, pop this off. The actual filter is underneath of here. So you can see what that looks like. Basically go in here. Oh, there's no grass on it. Oh, there's a little bit of grass back here. I already blew this out with the leaf blower. There really wasn't anything on it, but I do it anyway just to be on the safe side. And then you do a double check to make sure there's nothing solid in there. There wouldn't be anything there. Make sure this is solid back on. Bring my lid back around here and screw her back on. And this is actually a little bit more tedious than I like, but it's just the way it is with the mower. All right. So those are things that you want to do before and after you check your mower. All right. When you get done mowing or before you mow, number one, again, clean it off with air. Don't use any water. You want to get rid of all that grass. Number two, check all your fluids, your gas, your oil, your hydraulic fluids if you have a zero turn. But do all that before you mow because you don't want to be messing with that when it's hot. You want to make sure you do a 360 on the mower. Check your air and your tires. Make sure all your bearings and stuff. Make sure nothing's obviously broken. Checking your deck. Making sure you're working good. And then check your air filter. All right. If there's anything I missed, please leave a comment. I'll be sure to get to that. Again, if you find value out of these videos, subscribe, like them, let me know. I love to hear from people. Love to know that you're getting something out of this and that you want me to share some more. Give me some ideas of what you want to learn, and I'll be sure to talk about it. Again, this is Life with Zach, and I hope we'll see you soon. Have a good one.